Hey guys, been a hectic couple weeks, but finally found time film my latest haul. I was very surprised. My last video has gotten more views than any video I've made since I've been on YouTube, which I started on YouTube 2017 making these. 2015 making these videos, but. Anyway, for those of you who watched my last one, thanks. It meant a lot to me to actually have people view and comment, and hopefully this one will get a few views too. Which I don't make these videos to get views or make money or whatever. I make it just to share my love of the hobby. But anyway, a couple weeks ago, I had a chance to go to my local comic shop. I had some stuff I was going to trade in for store credit. Got a good bit for stuff I didn't want, stuff I wanted to trade in. So picked up a few books. First book I picked up was Ghosts, number 72. I like these old DC horror comics. I like the ones from the early 70s better, but this one had a pretty cool cover and had some, looked like some interesting stories in it, so picked it up. Got this, Uber. This is the first cycle. Apparently, this was a free comic. I've read a couple of issues of this series. It's interesting to say the least. Just very interesting series, so picked this up to read another one. Got Mr. X, number 10. This comic is one, when I see issues that I don't have, I always pick it up. This particular character is one of the stranger ones to come out of the indie comic scene in the 1980s. If you've ever seen the movie Dark City with Kiefer Sutherland that was made in the 1990s, this comic is what it's based on. It's just a very strange comic, but a very interesting one. Picked up AIRBOY, number 12, and number 14. This comic is based on a character that was created in the 1940s at Hillman Comics. Just a really cool comic with that blends the 1940s Hillman Comics with semi-modern day. Anyway, it's a good pickup if you can pick it up for cheap. Got Green Arrow, number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 8. This is the Mike Grail, Denny O'Neil, I think. Nope. Mike Grail, Ed Hannigan series from the late 80s. Great artwork. This is, I'm not a huge Green Arrow fan, but these particular comics are very good. Stories are well written. And again, you know, the artwork is Mike Grail, so pick it up if you can find it cheap. I had never seen this one. I'm a big Ms. Tree fan. Terry Beatty, and I can't remember the fellow who writes the stories. Can't remember his name. But Terry Beatty and, had a hand in this character. Very cool character. I had heard of the Mike Mauser character that was created at First Comics in the 80s, but hadn't seen any issues with him in it. But thought this was very interesting because it combines both Mauser and Ms. Tree as a limited series, and this is number 1. This one I picked up, well, these next few are ones I picked up because I have read a lot about this series, Nathaniel Dusk, Private Investigator, that was created by Don McGregor, drawn by Gene Colan back in the early to mid 80s. Just great noir-like art. The stories are very reminiscent of 1940s pulp stories, just the old detective stories from the detective magazines, that kind of thing. Just really cool stuff. Plus, it's Gene Colan art, and I really like him. That's number 4. This is Nathaniel Dusk 2, the second series, number 3, and number 4. If you like private investigator, murder type of stuff, this is a comic for you. They're, like I said, the stories are really, really good. The artwork is Gene Colan, so it's very, dark, heavy with black ink type stories. Reminds you of the noir movies from the late 40s. Pick this one up just because I like this character. It's Jack Fable's number 30. Bill Willingham in Fables turned the Jack Be Nimble character from the nursery rhymes into something that I would have never foreseen. But then again, that's why Willingham is a great writer, because he can find things in these, I won't say one-off or throwaway characters, but these characters that don't have a whole lot of fleshing out, and create something from them that's very new and very fresh and enjoyable to read. Picked up another issue of Azrael. This is number 65. Picked it up because it looks like he's going to fight Batman, so I couldn't pass that up. Got Marvel Super Action number 11. This was a reprint title from the mid-70s. Reprinted some of the first Captain America stories from the 1968 series. So picked it up just because I like the cover and because I'm a Captain America fan. All right, get that out of the way. Got Silver Surfer number 75. Picked it up just because it's got, Galactus, and it's got Terrax and Mephisto and all these other characters. I haven't read any of these issues, so it may not be all that great, but figured for, all of these, by the way, were 50 cents a piece. So I figured 50 cents, why not? Got Brothers of the Spear. I haven't written down what issue number it is. It's a gold key, so unless you open it up, it's hard to tell. But anyway, picked it up because I like these old gold key comics. Got this one, Munden's Bar, annual number 1, from First Comics from 1988. Munden's Bar was a place that was highly prominent in the Grimjack comics, created by, I believe it was Tim Truman, created the Grimjack character. And the bar was one of the focal points of the series. It was always featured at least once in every issue, and there were always these fascinating, unique characters who were in the bar. Usually ended up getting shot by Grimjack. But anyway, I picked this one up just because it sounded like it'd be a fun comic. They had a couple of more of these Munden's Bar issues in there, but anyway, I just picked that one up. Got Detective Chimp, Helmet of Fate, number 1. I think this was a one-shot. I've always liked the Detective Chimp character. Just one of those odd characters from the early 70s, well, not from the 1960s, actually, from the 1960s and 70s that I've always thought was just kind of fun, so picked it up. Wasn't familiar with this one. It's one of the Final Crisis offshoots, Rage of the Red Lanterns. Just thought it had a cool cover, so picked it up. Another offshoot from the Countdown. This is Red Sun in the Search for Ray Palmer storyline that stretched across several books. I like the Red Sun graphic novel where Superman's rocket lands in Soviet Russia and he becomes the communist secret weapon against capitalism or against the United States. I liked that one, that graphic novel, so I thought I'd pick this up and just see what they did with the concept. Got Somerset Holmes from PC Comics #1. #2. #3. And #4. This is a character. It's another PI type book. This one is, I believe this one was a black and white comic. I haven't opened it up, and this is the first issues that I've gotten of it. But I remember when this comic came out that there were some of my buddies that were into comics at the time really liked it and talked about how it was a little more adult than some of the other stuff that was coming out. So found these 4 issues, so first 4 issues. So I thought I'd pick them up and just see after 30 years what they were talking about. Anyway, it says on the cover, suggested for mature readers, so I imagine there's probably some stuff in it that is a little beyond the cape and cowl stuff. Found this one, Trigger Twins #1. Not sure if this is a reprint title or not. I know the Trigger Twins were featured prominently when All-Star Comics from the 40s became All-Star Western. I think with issue number 58, it became All-Star Western back in the early 50s. And anyway, I've always liked DC Western comics, Marvel Western comics, just Western comics in general. So thought I'd pick it up. If it's a reprint title, that's cool because, getting those original issues is kind of expensive. But, thought I'd pick it up and just see what it was all about. Got Action Comics number 544, the 45th anniversary issue that features the new Luthor and Brainiac. Anyway, I wanted a copy of this for a while. I've seen it here and there for $4 and $5. So when I found it for 50 cents, I couldn't pass it up. Those out of the way. Got Tarzan of the Apes number 208. As you can see on the cover, this is the second DC issue after they took over from, I believe, Dale Comics. Was the it might have been Gold Key, but anyway, it's Joe Kubert art, and I know that when DC got the license for this character that Joe Kubert requested, almost, I won't say demanded, but he insisted that he be able to draw this character. So this is some of when you have an artist where a character is dear to their heart, you're going to get their best work. So pick this up. Also got this one. This is Action Comics number 1000. This is just one of the many covers that were created for this comic. I picked it up because it's a 1940s type cover. I just thought it was really cool. That Mystery Quarterly number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. And number 7. And by the way, the guy who wrote the mystery stories was Max Allan Collins. Again, I'm a mystery fan. These are the thick books. I think they're 48 pages. And the ones that I've read have been really, really good. Picking these up, I'm pretty sure I've got just about all of them now. It was kind of one of those things that just kind of happened because I picked them up when I saw them. I wasn't really trying to get all of them, but I think I do have all of them now, just by happenstance. So looking forward to reading those. Found this comic in there. It's called Britannia, Lost Eagles of Rome. And that's number 2. This is number 3. And number 4. I flipped through it in the store, and it's basically a story written during the Romano-British period when the Roman Empire was occupying what's now the United Kingdom. Just really cool period comic that just very unique. I'm a history buff anyway. I like reading books about history, and this one just kind of scratched that itch, and I thought it was really cool. So also picked up, I'm guessing this is the regular series. This is Britannia number 3, which I think it's got a Caligula coin on the front, not sure. And Britannia number 4. Picked this one up because I had this comic as a kid. Don't know what happened to it. This is Monster Hunters number 10 from Charlton Comics. Just picked it up because it was in pretty good shape and just kind of a nostalgic thing. Also picked up another Charlton. This is The Phantom number 52. Not sure whose artwork is in this one. I know Jim Aparo used to draw The Phantom for Charlton before he left and went to DC with Dick Giordano in the 70s. Anyway, I wouldn't imagine this is Aparo art, but if it is, that'll just be a bonus. But I like the character, like these comics, so picked it up. Mighty Samson from Gold Key. Again, because it's a Gold Key, I have no idea what issue number it is. Picked it up because I like the painted cover, and I like post-apocalyptic type comics. So as you can imagine, I'm a Commandy fan. So anyway, picked it up. All right, these out of the way. And these last, well, anyway, I'll just show them and talk about them a little bit. This is an old Dell comic. I'm guessing, I haven't opened it up yet, from the 1950s. Walter Lantz, New Funnies with Woody Woodpecker on the front. I mean, hey, a Atomic Age comic for 50 cents, even if it is a funny book. I mean, hey, why not? Got UFO Flying Saucers from Gold Key. I've got a couple of these that were printed in the mid-late 70s that are thick books that combine a lot of the stories that came out of these comics. And I've still got those in my collection somewhere. Anyway, and I saw this one. I liked the cover. They had a couple more issues, but they were kind of mundane looking. But this one I really like this cover, so I picked it up. Picked this up. I imagine this was probably a television series. This is The Cat, number 1 from Dale. Might be a 4-color comic. I'm not sure. I haven't opened it up yet. But Dell usually did a really good job with adapting these TV shows. Man from U.N.C.L.E. Was one called something Gorillas, meaning like guerrilla fighters. Anyway, they usually did a really good job of adapting these. Sometimes the comics that they put out were actually better than the than the TV series. Garrison's Gorillas is what it was called. Anyway, usually a lot of times, like I said, the stuff they put out was actually better than the TV series, so picked it up. Yeah, this one. This is a Looney Tunes comic from Dell. I'm guessing also from the 50s. It's in fairly decent shape. I mean, it's got a little fold right there at the very top. But for the most part, for a 1950s comic, it's in fairly good shape. So for 50 cents, picked it up. Got Green Arrow, The Wonder Year, Part 1. Part 2. Part 3. And Part 4. This is the entire miniseries. Just thought it looked really cool. It's another one of those Mike Grail. Mike Grail obviously wrote this one, but Gray Morrow drew it. I love Gray Morrow's stuff. He did a comic, I believe was called Rio. I might be thinking of Doug Wildey, but anyway, Gray Morrow's artwork is a very classical type of art. It reminds you of the illustrations from the pulp magazines back in the 1930s. Just great artwork, and it's with Mike Grail's love for the Green Arrow character. I would imagine this is probably going to be a really, really cool story. So picked it up. And got Happy Rabbit from Standard Comics, number 47. Another funny animal comic. I'm pretty sure this one is from the early 50s because Standard, I think, stopped publishing comics probably 54, 55, maybe 56. And just thought I'd pick it up. I don't have very many comics that are Standard comics, so I just thought I'd pick it up. This one is a strange one. This is a reprint of Red Ryder Comics number 47. I cannot find any information inside the comic. I would imagine it's not a complete reprint because it's only about 30 pages. And I think these comics were 52 pages or 64 pages back then. I'm going to venture a guess that this was given away when you bought a Red Ryder BB gun. Probably, I'm guessing in the 70s, but I'm not completely sure. Anybody who is familiar with this, if this was a giveaway comic or what this might have been, let me get it and I'll open it up. It's also a weird size comic. It doesn't fit in a Silver Age bag, and the Golden Age bag is way too big. You could see, I don't know if it'll focus, but anyway, it's got at the bottom, Red Ryder is a registered trademark of Red Ryder Enterprises, reprinted from a July 1947 Red Ryder comic book by Outdoor Products with the permission of Red Ryder Incorporated. And it's got an ad on the back, an old ad for Daisy Air Rifle. Anyway, if anybody knows anything about this, put it in the comments. And that was my haul. Hope you saw something you enjoyed seeing, something that maybe inspired you to go to your local comic shop and rummage through some cheap boxes. See what you can find. And I say, as I say in most of my videos, support your local comic shop. When these places go away, it's just going to concentrate the comic it's just gonna guide you toward having to buy from these large retailers, and anything you buy through the mail is going to end up costing you more money, because when they've got a monopoly on the market, they can charge pretty much whatever they want. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next go round.